So I woke up this morning, pretty cool camp spot, but it's still foggy as you can see. Well, today we're gonna continue up the Lost Coast Trail, see what we find. But right now it's about 8 a.m. I slept a little in today, but I'm making a little bit of coffee and then we'll head out on the trail. So we are leaving the campground now, start heading on a trail. Overnight there were several people that came to the site. Let's see, I'm not even in four-wheel drive here in the sand. Let's see if I'll... Oh man, very easy, not even in four-wheel drive. Well, I guess when you have 37s, everything is easy. This looks like some kind of a fairy tale, forest, witchcraft kind of a thing. It's really cool. Very different vegetation and scenery from the Sierra or Mendocino. This is much more dense vegetation, multiple types of vegetation versus mostly pines, at least where I go in the Mendocino and Sierra. This is pretty cool. So I just left the Usal beach and looks like I'm climbing up the mountain, continuing on the Lost Coast Trail. Man, this is gonna be a very slow trail. Well, it is a very slow trail. And again, slow from a perspective of very bumpy. I'm probably going 4 or 5 miles an hour since I left Usal Beach and I start climbing up the hill. It's really nice because, again, cool vegetation and nice scenery when I can actually see the scenery through the vegetation, but very slow, very bumpy. I actually put 4 low, not because I need it for performance, but just so I can go very slow and very controlled, and I don't have to kill the torque converter with like slow speeds at high gears. So far so good. I guess when we get to the top of the mountain, I'm assuming there'll be some kind of a view, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Alright, so I'm still on the trail, probably for the last half an hour. It's very bumpy, so again, I have to go very slow, but it's no big deal, nobody's chasing me. But I have to say something, and all those Lost Coast Trail fanboys, don't jump on my throat. It's a little bit boring. Sorry, I had to say that. Because it's impossible to see the scenery, right, other than the trail around you, because the vegetation is so thick. So, you know, it's fine, just a little bit tiny boring. I'm sure later on when I get on the top of the mountain there'll be nice views with cliffs overlooking the ocean, but so far it's just a trail. I got to some top, but there was no scenery or anything like that. It was still full of vegetation, and looks like now I'm in the downtrend. So I'm going downhill, engaged 4 low just so I don't burn my brakes, and just inching down the hill. Very slow, I would say less than walking speed, but it's very bumpy. But yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a long trail. I didn't really look at the map to see how many miles, but I would say that I will be on this trail before I see anything else, probably for several hours. And again, it's okay, it's a good trail, just a little bit uninteresting because there's nothing to see other than vegetation on both sides. Again, I'm not knocking it down, and if you are in the area, you know, overlanding the Lost Coast Trail is one of those passage kind of overlanding trails, but you know, so far uneventful. Alright, I'm still on a downtrend. It's very twisty, very bumpy. but I'm pushing along. Some parts kind of become a bit open and you get a few sun rays, but then again it becomes very dense vegetation, and it's almost like riding in late evening, kind of dark-ish because of the vegetation. But this right now, there's a little bit of a sunny patch, but still you cannot see any scenery left or right. But very twisty, very bumpy. I'm probably going, I would say, anywhere from 3 to 5 miles an hour for the last maybe 15-20 minutes. Still on the trail, still exploring the Lost Coast Trail, and it's still very bumpy and very slow. And I would say that you can probably make it with two-wheel drive if you're very skilled and you have good suspension, so you can get some momentums in some places. But four-wheel drive is the way to go here. In some places, not the whole trail, but in some places. But other than that, keep moving on. I'm looking forward to see some kind of a hilltop, some kind of a view of the ocean. And today seems to be a little sunnier than yesterday. When I can see the sky, I can see that they're kind of pretty blue and no clouds. So I'm hoping that the fog will burn out and I'll be able to actually see the ocean this time. But I guess we will have to wait and see. So I got to the end of this part of the Lost Coast Trail, and I have to say that even if you give me Macallan 18 and 72 virgins, I'm not doing this trail again. It is boring, it is very bumpy, so you have to go very slow. There are tall trees and thick vegetations on both sides, so you cannot see any views or scenery or anything. And it's bumpy as hell, as I mentioned. It took me about 3 hours to do this section. I'll put in a video how many miles it is, but it felt endless. So now I'm on this part here where this side here takes me to Needle Rock Visitor Center, and I go check it out. And then later on I come to this area and I'll continue and see how the trail becomes later on. But I hope it's better and I hope it's scenic. But anyway, don't believe the freaking hype. If you ever did this part of the Lost Coast Trail, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it and if you will do it again. I know I will not. Alright, so now I'm on the part that takes me to Needle Rock Visitor Center. I'm not sure how long it is, but yeah, it looks like it'll take me maybe 15 minutes to get there, maybe 20 minutes. It's a much better trail than the last one, than the Lost Coast Trail. Seems, at least at the beginning here, it seems to be fairly smooth and I can go maybe 10-20 miles an hour and it's not bumpy. So we'll get to the visitor center, we'll walk around, see what's there, and we'll take it from there. What is this? It looks like the road is closed here. So it seems like the road or trail to Needle Rock Visitor Center is closed. I tried a couple of trails on the side. Both of them led to residential people, meaning private property. So I'm continuing on the trail. It was maybe 10 minutes of paved, and just very recently it turned into some kind of a forest road. It's fairly smooth. I'm going now maybe 10-15 miles an hour, 10 times better than the other part of the Lost Coast Trail that I will never do again. But this one seems to be a very long stretch, and I see on the map a few camping spots, but we'll see. We'll do this. Hopefully we'll have some nice scenery along the way, and we'll take it from there. Just passing one of those Subarus, so I'm assuming that there are, and I see mailboxes, so it looks like there might be some homes here. So I don't know if I'll hit a gate or not, but I guess we'll see. So that part of the trail was started paved, then became a short forest road, unpaved, then it turned into paved, and now I'm going to Shelter Cove, and it seems like it's all going to be paved. I'm still at 28 psi, so I have to go fairly slow, maybe 20-25 miles per hour, but this stretch is only 5 miles, so it's going to take me, you know, maybe 15-20 minutes or maybe less. But anyway, we'll get to Shelter Cove, see what's there, maybe stop, let the dog drink, maybe I'll eat something, and continue on our adventure. It looks like the trail is paved for a little bit, for I don't know how long, but I'm hoping that at one point it turns to dirt road again. But I don't want something similar to what I did in that first section of the Lost Coast Trail. So anyway, we'll get down to Shelter Cove and see what's there. I'm at the bottom of Shelter Cove, and it's still foggy. I can see the ocean, but very dimly because it's very foggy. But it's nice to visit. It's all paved though, no dirt here. But it seems nice. There's a lighthouse, and I don't know, I'll ride around a little bit, see what else is here. But let's go see the lighthouse, maybe rest for a minute, let the dog drink, and continue on the trip. Finally, I see some ocean. Still foggy, but I can see what's going on. Nice here. There's a kind of a big piece of grass. There are some camping tables to eat, you know, make some food. Pretty nice. Looks like there's an RV or a campground somewhere over there, which probably can stay the night, but it's only 1 p.m. Too early for me. But it's nice. It's worth coming and visiting, especially if you want to stop by and make some lunch. Alright, so I got out of Shelter Cove and got it on this what looks like a forest road that will take me north. Might be a few places to stop along the way and see the sights, but I'm hoping that at some point the vegetation opens up and I can see the view. But so far so good. We'll take it, and probably it's now 1:45 in the afternoon. I'll give it maybe 2-3 more hours and then start looking for a place to camp. So I'm still on the same trail or forest road. It's pretty good. It's a little bumpy at times, but I would say average speed is somewhere between 10, 15, sometimes 20 miles an hour. There's still no way to see the view because of vegetation, but it's moving along. So it's now about 2:15. I probably have another good 2 hours, 3 hours before I start looking for a campsite. But so far so good. I may stop and eat something along the way if I find someplace nice, but we'll see. Oh, finally, for the first time today, it's opening. Oh wow, this is pretty cool. So for the first time today, I can see something. Now I suppose there's an ocean there, but you can't see the ocean because of the clouds, but it's nice. So the trail is becoming a little narrow, but the view finally is nice. But I'm suspecting that this is going to be one of those trails that closes in, because it doesn't look like many people travel here. All right, it looks like this becomes one of these trails that the vegetation is overgrown and starting to cover the trail. The trail becomes very narrow from vegetation, which leads me to believe that not many people take this trail. I'm okay so far, but I don't want to get to these areas that it's like very narrow and screeching on both sides and no way to turn if you need to. I'm gonna go a little more and see what's going on, and if it's continuing getting narrower, I'm gonna make a U-turn, but we'll see. Maybe a little ahead it's a bit, oh, it looks like it's a bit more open over here. Yeah, maybe it was just a couple of sections that were narrow, but this seems okay. Man, I'm going down this very steep section. I'm actually on 4 low first gear to help stop the van or slow down the van. But I'm supposed to see, well, there's supposed to be like an intersection sometime soon with a trail that one side goes to where I plotted and another side goes somewhere else. Well, they all end in the same spot later on, but there are 2 different trails. I'll see which one looks better and I will take that. So this is the intersection. I'm going to continue on the trail that I plotted, and hopefully it becomes a little better than what I just went through. It wasn't very difficult, but it's very, very steep hill, and I'm going on 4 low, and I'm not sure if it's overheating the transmission or not, so I much rather have for the next half an hour or so kind of a normal graded trail, so I can let the van relax a little bit. Okay, very soon here I'm supposed to see a turn that takes me, and I have to take the left side, yeah, right here, and continue. It seems like this is Wilder Ridge Road, and it's 6 miles long, and it says no trailers, which is good. That means that it's a wide road, but not wide enough for trailers. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a nice, easy trail, but I'm still looking for a nice place to stop and look at the scenery and eat some lunch. But so far, the whole day, I don't know, this Lost Coast trail is overrated. It's not horrible, but it's not as great as everybody makes it to be. So I went all the way down the hill. Now I'm crossing a bridge, and I suspect that it's going to be a lot of up the hill now. But so far so good. The trail is okay. Just like maybe a bit not as smooth as your average forest road, but smooth enough. Alright, so following the trail I plotted, I'm now on what seems to be Wilder Ridge Road, according to the signs. And as of right now, it's paved. I don't know if it turns into unpaved or not, but we will see. So the road was paved for a little while, then it became unpaved. And there's crazy switchbacks. The trail or the forest road is snaking left and right and left and right, and it's somewhat steep downhill, but it's obviously an easy road, but a bit crazy. You can see how sharp the turns are and how steep it is. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but trust me, it's steep. And of course, me bitching and moaning, and then a regular car, probably two-wheel drive, is climbing up this hill. So I drove on pavement for quite a while. I didn't really look at the time, but maybe an hour and a half. I'm still on pavement. And now I'm supposed to see the truck in a tree soon, which is somewhat of an iconic thing along the Lost Coast Trail. Well, it's not a trail anymore, it's a paved road. But still, I'll stop and see if it's worth seeing. And then I'll continue toward the ocean. I'm hoping to find a place to camp. It's about 4:30 p.m. now. And it'll be nice to find a place, eat something, watch a couple of movies. But let's see. Wait, I think I passed it. All right, I found it. I'm making a turn into this side trail here to see the truck in the tree. It doesn't say private property or anything, so I'm assuming I'm okay. But where is it? I just saw it from the road. It's very easy to miss if you don't know what you're looking for, but I will add the coordinates so you can find it. All right, found it. Let's see. You see it? Very easy to miss it if you don't know what you're looking for, but it's right off the trail and it's hanging on the tree. See? Cool. Anyway, I'm gonna continue down that road and see what I find. I wouldn't mind finding a camping spot so I can eat something, relax a little bit. Alright, something scenic for a change. Today was a very long day and not very exciting, but this is at least something with a little scenic, a little water. I don't think there's a way to access it or to camp on it, but something to look at. Alright, so I got to Matole campground, and doesn't look too exciting. I think the ocean is right there, but there's no way to access it with the van, and I don't want to walk to the ocean, I want to drive. So I'm gonna go around and see what else I can find. So going back from the Matole campground, there's supposed to be a trail that goes this way, and it's supposed to go all the way to the water, at least based on what I see on a map. Let's give it a shot. Let's see where it goes. Whoa! Steep! Alright. At minimum, I should have nice scenery or nice view from whatever, the top of this hill. Finally, ocean view. Okay, now this is pretty nice. So I drove a whole day in those horrible, boring trails just to get to 5 minutes of ocean view. And I could have gotten to this place just going on regular roads, like paved roads. But now it's nice. The question is there a place to camp somewhere here? I'm not sure. I'm too lazy to get out of the van, but check it out. This is a view. Wow, this is nice. It seems like I'm on top of the ridge, and obviously the ocean is to my right here. But again, I don't know if I'll find some place to camp. It's very windy here, and it seems like it's a bit chilly outside, but I don't care. I have the diesel heater, so I should be nice and cozy. I think that I may have gotten lucky. So I just got on this trail and it says welcome to your BLM. Now BLM, you can camp anywhere, everywhere. So all I need to do, I mean, I can stop on the side of the trail here and camp, but I'm gonna go toward the ocean and see if I can find a nice vantage point with nice view. And you know, I have to have a good point to camp, otherwise the scientific experiment will not work. And those of you who know, and those of you who do not know, you need to watch more of my videos. But so far, man, now the scenery or the view is amazing. I can see the ocean. I can see a bit further. I mean, it's still foggy, but you can see. Holy crap, check this out. Beautiful. And I see a few vehicles down there, which means you can get down and camp somewhere. I did see a sign that says only four-wheel drive vehicles, because I guess coming back up this hill, if you don't have four-wheel drive, you may not make it because it's very steep and gravelly. But beautiful. Finally, after 2 freaking days, finally I get some nice view. So, wow, but it's crazy, crazy windy out there. I couldn't even open the door. The wind is like crazy, look. Whoa. Crazy windy. How will I stay here in this wind? I mean, I'm in the van, I don't care. But, I don't know. Too windy. All right, I explored a little bit in the area, and I think that the best camping spot for me is right by that fence. So I'll make a right soon here and get in a little bit into the meadow and just try to find a place that the van is straight and balanced, and then I'm gonna have the whole ocean for myself. It's a bit windy, not as crazy windy as down there, and by the way, this is called Windy Point, so there you go. But I'll try to find a spot here that is nice and leveled, and I think that this is going to be a good spot to stay the night. All right, check this out. Ta-da! Finally I got a nice spot with a view. Now it's very, very windy, so I'm not even sure if you can hear me, but it's really, really nice here. Now, I don't care that it's windy because I have this, but I'm going to have such a nice scenery to wake up to and to go to sleep to. Nice. All right, so today we'll do something a little different. We're still going to have an experiment, but it's going to be a little different than usual. So I'm at a camping spot that it's very windy outside. In a second you'll see why it's windy. So we're going to do a test, and we will see if a beer tastes good while sitting in a van. I have a feeling it does, but let's give it a shot. All right, this is the moment of truth. Oh man, better than usual. I think this van has a good vibe in it. Not because it's my van, it's a magical van. Now, let me show you where I am, just so you get some context. Now, you may ask yourself, Lee, what is that blue watery thing out there in the distance? Well, my friend, that is the ocean. And I'm on a cliff or on a hill overlooking I would say the whole ocean. So perfect camping spot, a little windy, but hey, cheers.